Christianity, or any of the other religions that the Semites came and conquered you with. Next. Up in Tibet, they walk around a holy mountain called Mount Kailash, called circumambulation. Now, what did I say religion was? Symbolism. Symbolism. Look at the mountain. Look at the mountain very carefully. Next. Circumambulation as practiced by the dance of the Orishas. That's right. Islam is pimped African science, watered down into a control matrix that makes you think that Allah was your God. And it is not. I'll take your question. Next. Circumambulation of this holy sepulchre, but what's that? The Shivalingam of Hinduism. Symbolism. Hinduism came 2,500 years before Muhammad, or Jesus, or Abraham, or any of those other myths. That is called the Shivalingam. I told you to look at it very carefully. The Shivalingam of Hinduism is the holy sepulchre of Christianity. Next. This is, here, the ground plans for the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Now look at the shape very carefully. Remember, everything is symbolism. Next. Why is that? There's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Whoa! Look at what is known as the altar of the Shivalingam. Oh, we're just getting started. Hallelujah. That's the Shivalingam. But what is the Shivalingam? Next, please. What is the Shivalingam? The cross-section of the Shivalingam tells you, next, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. This is the Shivalingam. Next. See it for what it is. This is the ancient altar of the Shivalingam. Think about that name. Factor it into your reality, because if you practice Islam, Christianity, you are practicing Shivalingam. And what is the Shivalingam? That's right. Oh, I ain't even got begun yet. I had to give you the baby steps first before I start opening up. Because it starts getting a little bit twisted as we go on. Why? Because they've been keeping this part of the deck of the information from you. They've been dealing from the bottom of the deck. You have not been getting it straight up. You have not been served properly with the information necessary for you to make an informed choice about what you are doing with your mind when you are trying to seek your Creator. See, you are not seeking your own Creator when you are going through any of the three-headed dogs. You're going through a Creator. One that has vicariously taken the place of your Creator in your mind and in the symbolism that motivates your mind towards your Creator. Next. This is Mount Kailash. I want you to look at this. This is a mountain. Check this out. This mountain is so sacred, it's never been climbed. You know white people want to go climb that. They got to be on the top of every damn thing. No reverence, no understanding that it's not there for you to just dig spikes in. But look, I want you to look at the shape. Look very carefully at the shape. Next. And I want you to see what it is that your ancestors saw when they began to build the temples in honor of what they thought was holy. These are Hindu temples built by, not called Hindu, but Dravidian temples, built by your ancestors of the Indus Valley. And all of the architecture that is supposed to have been related to the Arabs who built all these grand architectures, they were stolen and turned into mosques. Most of the grand old mosques that are in those eastern regions, going down through India, all the way up into Arabia and different areas, were actually those temples, the Hindu temples that they stole and that the Arab conquerors or the generals of Muhammad took over and turned into mosques. In fact, in some of these ancient mosques, these particular pillars are all in the places. If you've ever been in a mosque, you see that it's actually created so that people could actually pray. But all these, you can't pray in most of these temples because these pillars are all in the way. It shows that this was a stolen temple. It was never built as a mosque. So you see, if you're looking again at symbolism, our ancestors built in accordance with what they revered and what they showed to be. The Shiva, this Mount Kailash, was representative of the Lord Shiva, right? And his wife, Parvati. Parvati, his wife, was represented. This is where they say that Shiva is actually meditating with his wife. In perpetual bliss and meditation. This is where he goes into perpetual bliss with his wife in a tantric form, and they stay there in perpetual bliss, enjoying bliss. And this is where they are. But it is also the origin of the river Ganges. So the Ganges River is holy and sacred to whom? The Hindu. What is the Ganges named after? The goddess Ganga. Right? Okay, next. Again. They're all connected. Everything about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are connected. And they're connected to a source relative to not only Kemet, but to the Indus Valley civilization as well. You don't know that because essentially you came over here after being stripped of everything, your knowledge of self, everything, history. You don't realize that these ancient temples and what it is that they built as the Vatican is a direct replica of what it is that they've been worshiping and giving you a vicarious form thereof. Next. This is the Vatican, by the way. I want you to see that Mount Kailash, the abode of Shiva and his consort Parvati, where they meditate. The yarmulke is the depiction of Mount Kailash with the head under it being the abode of Shiva. But hell, look who the hell is there. Next. See what is going on? Right there, you're looking at the symbol of Mount Kailash. The abode of Shiva is here in the head. They're all connected. Next. But even you occultist bastards know what the hell I'm talking about. Even Aleister Crowley knew about Mount Kailash and wore the damn thing on his head. Aleister Crowley knew it and you didn't? Of course. Everybody knows it but us. Not today.